another video. In this video, I'm here with players the New England Patriots should target in free agency. And before I begin, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel because I upload NFL videos, college football videos, and XFL videos daily. So, players the New England Patriots should target in NFL free agency. Now, the New England Patriots, biggest question is, will Tom Brady return? Now, I strongly think Tom Brady will return. But even if he doesn't, or if he does return, they're going to have to get some weapons. Now, the New England Patriots historically is a franchise that doesn't really make a lot of noise in free agency. And when they do sign somebody in free agency, nobody really takes notice of it, really. And the last time the New England Patriots had like a huge free agent signing was Stephon Gilmore a couple of years back. And even then, the New England Patriots don't like to dish out big money, which is why they don't really hit up the free agency market and go after some of the big name free agents. I mean, last year they went after Adam Humphries, but he ended up going to Tennessee for some odd reason. But the New England Patriots, I think this year, they need to get some weapons. They need to go out and they need to go get whoever's going to be the quarterback next year, whether that's Brady or somebody else. They're going to have to get some weapons. They're going to have to get some wide receivers, a tight end, and maybe an edge rusher. But I don't really think edge rusher is that big of a need for the New England Patriots. But they do need to get some more weapons on offense because their offense this year was near unwatchable, really. Sometimes they really just struggle to score the ball at all. And if the New England Patriots want to get back to that Super Bowl and try to get that 7th Super Bowl, they have to be able to get some marquee free agents. I'm not saying they got to sign some of the best guys, but they need to get some marquee free agents now. Now, even the New England Patriots have to dish out some big money from time to time. We saw it a couple of years back with Stephon Gilmore. The New England Patriots, if they need to, they will dish out money if they really, really want somebody. Or if they really, really need a player. And they really wanted Stephon Gilmore a couple of years back. And they paid him what he wanted to be paid. So I think the New England Patriots need to empty their pocketbooks. And they need to get some of these guys in free agency. And they've been linked to a lot of guys that I have on this list. The first guy is AJ Green. Now, it's been reported that the Cincinnati Bengals are not going to let AJ Green walk. They're most likely going to try to get a deal worked out. Or if they're not able to do that, they're going to end up franchise tagging him. Now, somehow AJ Green does end up finding a way to walk away from the Cincinnati Bengals, which I believe he should if he really does want to try to win. Nearing the end of his career, he's like 32 years old, so he doesn't really have that much years left in the tank, really. So if AJ Green's trying to win, and he does end up walking away from Cincinnati, New England will be a perfect landing spot for him. First thing is, although AJ Green is 32 years old, he still has a couple of years left in the tank that he can contribute and help the New England Patriots make it back to the Super Bowl and help out this offense. Now, a lot of people look at players they look at their age and things like that. They're like, oh, you should have signed him. He's too old. He's out of his prime and things like that. Listen, I think AJ Green may not be what he used to be, but he's still good enough to contribute. And age only matters when you're a rebuilding team. When you have a championship window, you should go after some of those older veterans that still have a lot in the tank. And the New England Patriots, over the last couple of years, not even after that, over the past few decades, the New England Patriots have been really decorated when it comes to signing older guys, free agents, older veterans who a lot of people think are washed up and out of their prime, and getting the most out of those guys. Like a couple of years ago, they signed Darrelle Revis, though. A lot of people thought Darrelle Revis was done. A lot of people felt Darrelle Revis was washed up, and Darrelle Revis actually played a very significant role in that defense a couple of years back. And, I mean, when you look at most of the Patriots players, I mean, they have one of the oldest rosters in the NFL, so no team gets the most out of older veteran players than the New England Patriots. And that's what AJ Green is. So I think AJ Green will fit really, really well, considering the fact that the New England Patriots get the most out of older guys some way, somehow. The next guy that I think the New England Patriots should go after free agency is tight end Hunter Henry. Now, AJ Green, I don't think he's going to break the bank if he ends up hitting the free agency market because of his age and also his injury history. Now, he will demand a moderate salary, but Hunter Henry is probably going to end up being one of the highest paid tight ends in the NFL. Now, will the Patriots be willing to pay that salary? I don't know. Now, Hunter Henry, 2019 season, 152 receiving yards, 55 receptions, 5 touchdowns. And a lot of people aren't talking about this, but Hunter Henry had a really nice season last year for a guy who's coming back from a season-ending injury a couple of years back. He only played in one game on the previous season, which was the divisional round game, which the Chargers got blown out by the New England Patriots. So I thought Hunter Henry did really well. So the question is, will the New England Patriots be willing to pay the salary that Hunter Henry will demand? That's the thing. Now, the thing with the New England Patriots is the New England Patriots is a fairly cheap, conservative franchise. They don't really... Now, don't get me wrong. They'll dish out money like we saw in the past. They dished out Stephon Gilmore a good bit of money. But the question is, would they be willing to pay a guy like a Hunter Henry? Now, me personally, I think Hunter Henry is worth it. I mean, this guy is one of the most athletic tight ends in all of football. I mean, this guy is fast. He's hard for linebackers to match up with just because of how fast he is. And he's too big for most safeties in the NFL. So I think Hunter Henry, if the New England Patriots are willing to empty their purses and pay him, I think he'd be a smash. I think this would be a home run hit for the New England Patriots if they're able to land Hunter Henry. And if Tom Brady comes back, do you get him a reliable option or a reliable tight end to throw to across the middle? And I think that's something that Tom Brady really missed, because a lot of people forget that Gronkowski was a big part of the passing game for the New England Patriots. Really, the New England Patriots could walk in with an average receiving core, but with Gronkowski being Tom Brady's main target, it really boosted that passing attack for the New England Patriots. And the New England Patriots passing attack is really good when they have a good or two good reliable tight ends that are really good in the passing game. So I think Hunter Henry, I think he'll be worth it if the New England Patriots are willing to get over themselves and willing to pay him the salary that he demands. Another tight end that I think the New England Patriots should go after, if they don't want to go after Hunter Henry, would be tight end Austin Hooper. Now, Austin Hooper is one of the most underrated players in all of the NFL. When you think about Austin Hooper, last season, I didn't even know Austin Hooper even went to the Pro Bowl back in 2018. That's how underrated this guy is. Austin Hooper, he doesn't have the athleticism that a guy like Hunter Henry possesses, but he has really good hands, and he's a really reliable target. He doesn't drop a lot of passes. He reminds me of Heath Miller. He reminds me a lot of what Heath Miller was. Heath Miller wasn't the guy that was going to have the big explosive plays like when he's breaking tackles and things like that. But what Austin Hooper brings is consistency. He is a guy who you can reliably trust on third downs, which is something that Tom Brady didn't really have this season. I mean, other than Julian Edelman, he didn't really have reliable targets to throw to on third down, unless you want to count James White. And inside the red zone, Austin Hooper is also very, very good inside the red zone as well. Austin Hooper had a really good year for the Atlanta Falcons, even though he missed a few games with an injury. He had 787 receiving yards, 75 receptions, and 2 touchdowns. If he never missed time last season, he probably would end up making his second straight Pro Bowl appearance last year if it wasn't due to injuries. Now, Austin Hooper, I think, would be another good fit. Now, like I said, he doesn't possess the athleticism that Hunter Henry possesses, but I think he's a more reliable target on third down than what Hunter Henry is. Now, he's also going to demand a pretty lefty salary in free agency. So the question is, once again, will the New England Patriots be willing to pay Austin Hooper the salary that he wants? And that's really the case with most of these guys on this list. It's not the fact, we know the New England Patriots have interest in some of these guys, but the question is, will they be willing to pay some of these guys? Now, they paid Stephon Gilmore. They offered Adam Humphries a pretty good, actually, if I believe this to be true, I think they offered him near the same amount that Tennessee was offering him, if not more, but he opted to sign with Tennessee for some reason. Now, the New England Patriots, with Austin Hooper, I think Austin Hooper would be a better fit than Hunter Henry, to be honest, because Austin Hooper has reliable hands and he is a reliable target. So I think Austin Hooper would be a much better fit than Hunter Henry, but either one of these guys would be a pretty good hit if the New England Patriots sign one of them. The next guy, which seems more like a realistic candidate that I could really see the New England Patriots signing in free agency, is Geronimo Allison. Now, Geronimo Allison had 287 receiving yards, 34 receptions, and 2 touchdowns for the Green Bay Packers. Now, I think he did miss a significant time due to injury, if I'm not mistaken. But Geronimo Allison is what I was referring to earlier on in the video, underrated signing. This is a New England Patriots kind of signing. Now, the New England Patriots love bringing in under-the-radar guys, like most franchises do, like the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Green Bay Packers have the same mentality as well. If you see the Green Bay Packers sign, or the Pittsburgh Steelers or the New England Patriots sign somebody, most of the time it's not a notable name. Most of the time you're just looking at it as, okay, they signed this guy, and he's not really, nobody really talks about him, but then he ends up having a significant impact on the field. That's what I believe Geronimo Allison could be for the New England Patriots. I mean, he's a solid route runner, has good hands. He's nothing flashy, but he is a smart football player. He's everything that the New England Patriots want. He's smart, he's reliable, and I think he could end up being a pretty good fit with the New England Patriots. And I actually think I could see Geronimo Allison being a realistic signing for the New England Patriots. And the last guy on this list is edge rusher / defensive lineman. I don't know, because he played edge rusher for the Jets. He played D tackle for the Giants. Is Leonard Williams. Now, Leonard Williams is a guy who's looking to get his career on track. Now, he had 21 tackles and a half of a sack, which was one of his worst seasons as a pro. Now, Leonard Williams isn't a bust. A lot of people may consider him a bust, but he's not a bust in my opinion. Leonard Williams' career has been up and down, really. He reminds me a lot of Ezekiel Ansah. And also Vic Beasley. He's a little bit in that conversation. I mean, he's just really inconsistent. Now, he has been working with Richard Seymour in the offseason. He's had talks with getting ready to work out with Richard Seymour. And Richard Seymour is a former Patriot. So that's also a very interesting development to keep up with. Now, I think Leonard Williams would be a good fit for the New England Patriots. Is one, he's going to demand a cheap salary. And two, Bill Belichick is really good at grooming good defensive linemen. I mean, Bill Belichick has groomed and coached up some of the best defensive linemen in the game over the last couple of decades. Guys like Richard Seymour and guys like that. So, I mean, if there's anybody in the NFL that get the most out of Leonard Williams, it will be Bill Belichick. So, let me know what you guys think about these free agent targets down in the comment section down below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content. And thanks for watching.